Hi everyone, my name is Kaylin Howard. I'm 26 years old. This is my first semester at the University of Florida. I'm pursuing my master's degree in art education. My career goal is to educate kids from third grade all the way up to high school about art. My hobbies are videography and photography. I've decided to focus my final paper on well-known African American painter, printmaker, sewer, sculptor, and writer Faith Ringgold. I chose Ringgold out of random when I was looking up predominant female artists. Her quilts stood out to me. Not only were the colors visually attractive, but so were the messages behind the stories. In my paper, I focus more on the political statements she makes through her quilts and her painting as a Black power activist and feminist. I focus on how Ringgold educates her viewers and students about the importance of moral values in art culture, political freedom of expression in art culture, awareness and integrity as an artist, especially female Black artists, and most importantly, how to properly communicate a story through art. The 60s was a turning point for Ringgold when she decided enough is enough of women, especially of color, being disqualified from having their art featured in museums. In her pursuit to make her way into the professional art world as a full-time artist, Faith and several strong women alongside her, including her teenage daughter, protested an exhibition in the Whitney Museum of American Art in 1968. Ringgold was the co-founder of the Ad Hoc Women's Art Committee. According to Ringgold's biography, to protest, the group left eggs in the Whitney Museum, and Ringgold came up with the idea of each member blowing a whistle to disrupt this showing. Additionally, Ringgold co-founded Women Students and Artists for Black Art Liberation, the National Black Feminist Organization, and Where We At Black Women Artists. In the early 1970s, she painted a mural for the Women's House as a permanent installation for the Women's House of Detention on Rikers Island. As a result, Art Without Walls, an organization that brings art to prison populations, was founded. Ringgold's passion in political and social justice continued in her studio when she created her American People and Black Lights series. Getting justice after her physical effort on the street with other activists was only the beginning. Ringgold had a story to tell, and what better way to do that than through art? Die is one of her most famous pieces. The oil painting is a story about the violence she saw in the city of Harlem in the 60s. In a video I watched online, Ringgold said that the art piece was based off the local violence all over the city of Harlem. She said that most of the violence was underreported and did not exist to those who did not personally experience it. When realizing that a lot of racist, social, and political justice was being passed as non-important, Ringgold took the opportunity to be a whistleblower for people of color and anyone victim of civil injustice. Two other well-known political art pieces are The Flag is Bleeding of 1967 and U.S. Postage Stamp commemorating the advent of Black Power of 1967. Back in the day, Ringgold was seen as a threat or a small figure in the art culture. Now she's seen as a hero, an inspiration to not only Black female community, but everyone. It is sad to recognize that history repeats itself, thus making Ringgold's art very significant in this time. When I look at her art, I see a motionless protest on the quilt or large canvas, but in actuality, Ringgold's art moves in the heart of all her viewers. It makes us question, what is Black art? What makes me, a colored person, educated, and an educator? What is women art? And how do women distinctly separate their art from men? Ringgold had a good answer for this question in an online interview for the Visionary Project. She said that in her art, the quilt makes it distinctly women's art. And when it comes to Black art, it is her vision and narrative that makes her art colorful.